Start recording. So still working with that acoustic folk recording. I wanted to cover some more of the functions in here. I've just gone through and edited the file a little bit more, and we haven't yet talked about some of the functions in here. When I press spacebar to play, it plays the project up here. If we're doing our tempo adjustments in editing and want to actually hear it before it's adjusted everything for Logic, then we've got a preview button here. So if I just rewind back, you can see the playback head there, and where I click, the little playback head goes. And if I press this little button, there's a preview button. Notice the project isn't playing back, it's just playing back the file. There's a little volume control for that, and there's also a little metronome. This isn't the project's metronome, but it's a metronome that can tell us if our edits are correct. So let's do that. Let's turn it up a little bit, turn the metronome on, just rewind, press play. Good, it sounds bang on, doesn't it? It's much better. So we've made our adjustments correctly, we're happy with that, we've previewed it. Now we want to assign it to Logic. So again, we go Actions, adapt the project tempo to the region tempo and align to downbeat. One thing that we need to check though, because at the moment up here it's in keep mode, keep tempo. So that's keeping the project tempo at 96. If we play this back, we might listen to it and say, hang on a minute, that doesn't sound as good as when we previewed it down here. It's because Logic isn't following this tempo. Let's click on that and choose Adapt. So hopefully now it's going to follow. Cool. So it's much better, and you can see the tempo grid there adjusting. And as I move around, we can see the tempo up the top there is following. There's loads of other functions in here. What can be quite useful is having up here that quick help button activated. And when we're in here, we can just roll over things and it tells us what all the things do. On all of them it says press the command and / for more info. So if we do that, command / it takes us into the help file. And it gives us a little chapter about the Smart Tempo editor. It really just goes through every single function and explains what it is. It might be that it hasn't quite got it right and you want to just follow the tempo yourself. Perhaps it's a piece of music that doesn't really have enough of a strong beat to, for Logic to find those individual hits in the audio, so you have to tap along. So it does tell us that, yeah, if I just roll over the kind of header there, it says press T repeatedly. Oh, I can't point to it, but if I just hold it there, it says press T repeatedly to set the tempo, press D to set the downbeat. So T and D. So if I listen back to it, I've turned the click off this time, turn up the volume, rewind to the beginning, press play, and I'm going to press D for downbeats and T's for other beats. Cool. So I was just tapping along there, and it was putting in those individual downbeats. It did go a bit crazy then because I accidentally pressed play as well on the top. So you can do that. D and T allows you to click along with the tempo. And again, the whole point of this is that we're using it to keep the original tempo of this audio region, and even though it wasn't recorded to a click, we make Logic follow the speed of this audio region. Once this is all set up, of course, then we're open to the loop library, and we can bring in, let's turn off that thing, it gets a bit annoying. We can bring in some beats. Drag it in. So, just gives us an idea of how we could use that, getting beats in time with something.